Email can be completely automatic once it's set up. Like I said, I could train you how to do it. Nah, it's okay. We already did the email stuff. Is it expensive? No, extremely inexpensive. Can be done yourself. Should you get a free email system? No. Those won't get through the spam blockers as we were talking about earlier. Free will not. Using AOL. AOL free, Gmail free. I'll tell you a quick little story, and I'm not going to mention any names. It's not here. I went to a client once who was a restaurant in the area, and I presented the lady with all what she should be doing with her email, as the manager of the restaurant. And I was there about an hour and a half, and she's like, okay. She's actually, we've been collecting them, names and email, but we don't know what to do with them. And I'm like, well, I'll create the database for you, and we'll create a professionally designed template which matches your website, and we'll send it out. So I didn't hear from her for about a month, and I'm like, I have this sneaky suspicion she's going to try to do this herself without paying my company to do this. So about a month later, can you come back? We want to ask you some questions. I'm like, sure. So I go in there. She said, we're going to do it. You're going to do the email? She said, yeah. I said, all right. And so I'm there going over, can I do this? Can we do birthdays? Because now we send everyone whoever's birthday is in August or September, we send one 20% off coupon to, as opposed to her weekly $5 off, dollars off, whatever. So I'm there about an hour, and she signs the contract. She goes, did you hear what happened? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? She goes, we tried to send one out. And I'm like, what do you mean you're trying to send an email out? She goes, we sent one out through our AOL account. I'm like, okay. She goes, well, somebody found out who everybody was on our list, and they were having a beer and beach party, I think it was. pajamas and beer party. Well, they didn't BCC, they CCC'd. So everybody on the list saw everybody else's names, about 100 names. Whoever it was, we're all adults here and over 21, right? Decided to change it and add pictures and graphics and send it to her entire list to a DIK and PJ party, and sent pictures of those male things to everybody on the list. That's what happens when you don't send it professionally. Not a good idea. Yeah. So I laughed and I said, okay. And meanwhile, she was giving out cards that says, we will not sell, rent your name to any other third party and give your name out, which is exactly what they did, because they spammed everybody on their list. And if people, God forbid, they had children or they were at work, they were looking at pornographic pictures, thanks to a restaurant that they had visited that they had trusted to give their name to. Not good. I wish everybody knew that story, because a lot of people they try to do it for free and cheap, and it's not worth it. They just pissed off 100 people that may never go back because of that pornographic email. Huh?
That's crazy.
Yep, and they actually had it was actually a real party. It was somewhere. They were trying to solicit, but they're like, hey, here's 100 free email names, let's spam them. And that's what they did. Yeah, she was quite embarrassed. And customers were mad. I don't blame them. I would be mad if my daughter happens to be behind me. I'm like, oh, okay, such a restaurant, I can open that. And my daughter's there, I'm like, ah, nice. And that's why. Not good. Go ahead. What's your database? Your database is the names and the email, obviously, that you're collecting from your website, or if you have a physical location when they're coming and collect their email. I mean, I still today go to lots of places and they're like, cell phone number, home number, address. I'm like, okay, why not email? If you said, why not email? If they'd send me a $5 coupon for wherever I just was, I just got 2 tires changed on my truck before it went into the shop yesterday, they send direct response. A postcard, which is fine, but email too. I have a printer, they're hooked up, print it out. Why they're not doing both, and I'm sure 100% emailing would be a lot cheaper than their postcards. And a lot of people, unfortunately, with the postcards, they do it in the trash, and guess what? There they go. That's where people open the mail, in front of the trash can. And that's where they get dropped. Email, yeah, you can hit delete, but if it's $5, I might hit print and use it. How do you build one? That's how you build one. That's list management. We take care of all that.